Hi, everybody. I'm Laura Bowles. I'm the owner of The New Normal. And tonight is episode 5. It is the 6th week. We just completed the 6th week of staying home during this coronavirus pandemic. And when I sat down to write about what I was going to say in tonight's episode earlier this week, I was feeling a little smug, felt like we were kind of in a groove and everybody was happy and we were having these nice, peaceful days. And then the last couple days happened and that is no longer the case. I feel like we're feeling lots of feelings again and things just feel kind of off kilter with the kids and being at home. So I guess the first thing I want to say is just, if you're there too, I feel you, and it's normal, and it sounds like from what I hear from parents right now, I'm not the only one feeling this way. So instead of, coming and saying, oh, I have a tool for you tonight about conflict, I want to present it in a little bit of a different way and say, I have a perspective that you can take when you're engaging in conflict that will hopefully help you kind of center your mind and maybe even get out of a funk that you're in as you try to navigate conflicts with your kids. So the perspective I'm going to talk about is curiosity. So here's my story. A couple weeks ago, on our neighborhood community page, somebody posted that they were giving away these wooden blocks. It was like a castle building set and some toy soldiers. And I thought, great, we're in our house all day. It'd be nice to have a new toy that, I know my kids like to build, so I knew they would like that. So I picked it up. It was actually right around the block, so it was awesome. And brought everything home, put everything in a bin, and sprayed it with bleach. Because, it was wooden. I knew it was going to have to sit overnight so that the blocks could dry out. And I kind of was trying to keep it hidden from my kids. Soon, of course, my son spotted it and he was like, I want to play with that. And I said, no, you can't play with it. It has to dry out overnight. You're going to have to wait until tomorrow. And he just burst into tears. And first, I felt like, this is definitely a no-win situation. I can't back off of this. The blocks are wet with bleach. They're not going to be available till tomorrow. So I started to just say, no, it's not going to happen. And then I thought, I'm just going to ask him. So I said, why are you crying? What's making you cry? And he said, I just want to play with the toy soldiers. And I realized I could easily take the plastic toy soldiers out of the bin and wash them and dry them, and he could play with them right away. I didn't even have to worry about the wooden blocks because he wasn't really that interested in playing with them right that second. And so, I was able to do that, and we were in a better place. So the tool in that example that, I was fortunate kind of came up for me as I was talking to him is curiosity. And it seems so simple, but when you're going into conflict or, your child is upset about something that you have said has to happen, it's usually not the first thing that comes to mind because, we tend to kind of think, all right, I'm the parent, I'm the one in charge, and this is the decision I've made. And so that's the way it's going to go. But sometimes it can serve you so well. If you, just ask those questions to dig a little deeper, it can actually turn what seems like a no-win situation into actually a successful exchange between you and your child. Often when we go into conflict, we have preconceived ideas about what we think the other person wants. And you know what? Sometimes we're right. We are, we've read the situation, we know exactly what they want. But sometimes our assumptions miss the mark. So I really just encourage you to be open to that and, to approach when you're talking with your children, approach them as whole people with their own ideas. And sometimes, when you spend that little bit of time to be curious, you get some ideas that you didn't even cross your mind. In the example about my son, For some reason, it didn't even occur to me that he would just want to play with the toy soldiers. I just thought, no, this all has to wait until tomorrow. So I kind of hadn't even thought of that creative solution that, he just wanted to play with the toy soldiers. So some things that you can say, I'm going to give you some specific words that you can say to show curiosity to your children. You can say, it seems like X is important to you. Can you tell me more about that? You can say, this is what I'm hearing you say, and then repeat back to them what you heard them say, and they'll correct you if you get it wrong. You can say, I think something's bothering you. Can you tell me about it? So after you gather more information, even just kind of using that summarizing tool, even that I talked about last week, you might want to go into looking for solutions. And something you can say to move to that solution part is, can you think of any ways to move forward with this? Sometimes the solutions that your child proposes can be much more creative, or something that you might not have even thought about as acceptable before. Sometimes my kids will say things like, well, let's pretend we're playing with them, if it were the situation with the blocks. Sometimes pretend can be the solution, and a lot of times I don't think of that. So when you get to that part where, maybe you're looking for some ideas from them, you can say, how would you want to move forward with this, and incorporate their ideas into the solution. When you default to curiosity in conflict, you might find that you're able to resolve conflicts in ways that you hadn't imagined before. And also, even if you're not going to get that to that place of resolution that's going to make everybody happy, you are at least able to diffuse some of the tension that has come up in conflict and just being on two opposing sides. And if nothing else, you're modeling a skill in relationships that we all want our children to have. As they navigate their relationships throughout life, we want them to be able to be curious about what other people are thinking, especially the people that are close to them and that they love. And also, by being curious about what they're thinking, you are giving them a chance to verbalize what's bothering them. And that's another skill in relationships that we all need. We all need to be able to express things that are going on for us to the people that are closest to us, so we can have healthy relationships. So I encourage you to practice curiosity this week. Tell me about how it goes. I can't wait to hear. I know that just by thinking about it these past few days, it's really helped me to kind of bring it to the forefront of my mind and use it a little more with my kids. So that's been something that's been nice, especially as I felt like things have been thrown off. So in all of this, let me be the one to tell you that, first of all, this is not an easy situation that we've all been put into, to be, doing the same routine with our kids all day, every day, and waking up the next day and repeating it all over again without the normal routines and supports that we have. It's really a challenging task. So let me be the one to tell you, you're doing a great job. You are doing your best, and I'm proud of you, and you're enough for your kids. So keep doing what you're doing, and you're going to get through it.